Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. Welcome if you're new. I'm Stacy. Don't mind the off-cut paper on the side here. I've got plans for that. We are going to today be doing my bubble dragon, finally. Now my bubble dragon, instead of flames, he blows bubbles, is my thought pattern on this. I have out a couple of ink pens. We're going to go ahead and ink him in. I already drew him in heavily, as you can tell, with this pencil, which is a Staedtler 5B. A little soft. Probably should have done a 2H. Went ahead and rolled this all over the page to pick up most of the graphite so that when we get painting the watercolor part, we don't have a lot of graphite in our painting. I'm going to go ahead and time-lapse this part because it's going to take a minute, and then when we're doing the watercolor part, I'll chat. We'll chat. Okay? Okay. So, just so you know, I have out, these are Faber Castel pens. Artist Pitt pens. This one is Sky Blue in 146, and this one is Dark Indigo in 157. And they are both brush pens. This is a SB, which I'm assuming is a small, slightly smaller, so slight. SB B. Okay, so I'm going to start with the light blue one, and then whatever dark, if I decide I need this, it's on. Alright, let's get going. Hello guys, here's the voiceover section of the video. I was going to do a short time lapse of the inking in part, and then come back when I was watercoloring and completely got lost in the process and didn't come back for quite some time to talk in the video. This ends up being a little over 2 hours and 30 minutes to create this little piece. Going in with my Faber Castel blue, because I didn't want to outline in a dark black ink, and I could have actually just skipped this part, honestly, and gone right into the watercolor portion of the video, but yeah, it is what it is. So yeah, I got lost in my book and completely forgot to turn it off and re-engage with the video. Got lost in the line art, as one does. I think it turned out cute. I should have scanned him after I got done doing all the line art. Didn't even think about it. I'm trying to remember to use all of my art supplies, and this is a fun way to incorporate ink pens into my creative process. I do it a lot in my sketchbooks, but I don't usually do it in a finished piece very much anymore. I do end up changing the background on this twice later on, so be on the lookout for that. If you stick around through the whole video. Sorry, I am super tired. Little Astrid was up almost all night last night crying, and my inner mom does not sleep when there's a baby crying. So needless to say, we were all up well into the wee hours of the morning, so I'm a little sleepy today. Also catching another cold, yay! Super excited. I was going to go in with the Faber Castel Indigo, but it's fairly dried out. I need to get another one. So I'm going in with just a fine brush. This is the Princeton Velvetouch round number 6. It's become a favorite for getting pretty fine details in, and I wanted to get the deep dark lines around his eyes and the darkness of his eyes standing out pretty quickly. So going in with purple and deep indigo mixed together to create a black, but a black that isn't super flat, which is my preferred way to do the black details in any piece. There's some detailing on his little fronds, fins, flippers, whatever they are. Just so they look like they open quite large. And his back ridges open up as well. I am going to do some more sketches of him and develop him as a character, I think. Give him some different elements. I was thinking about it earlier today. I have the piece hanging up on the wall over there, and that helps me remember that I want to develop the character more and think about it in the back of my head as I'm doing other things, like how do I want to develop him more? What do I want to do? Is he does he have friends? Is he a loner? What's his story? That kind of thing. Take a sip of my tea. Drinking hot tea just before bedtime. Oh, mint tea. I love mint tea so much. Delish. Yeah, getting in the watercolor elements, just jumped right in. Super excited to get the piece rolling. And give him pink little Tootsie Toes, and I wanted the pink to bleed up his body a little more than it is, but I should have done that here and kind of spaced it as I was creating. I do move it up a bit, but not quite as boldly as I wanted to. I'm just getting in some of the little details of I'm using I gotta buy more of this. I'm halfway through the little tub. Or cake, whatever they call it. This is the pumpkin spice color that I love so much in my Beam paints. And I'm using it for all of his little spots so that they sparkle. So he's blue and kind of yellow-orange, but with the yellow-orange has iridescence in it, so it sparkles. And then this did take a hot minute. It's a very relaxing process to just not think and just paint and get in all the little details and not have to worry about talking through the process as I'm doing the thing. Is sometimes really, really nice. But once again, this piece took a little over 2 hours and 30 minutes. I've got it knocked down with this little bit of voiceover and cutting some of the drawing, doing jump cuts for the drawing part, down to a minute or an hour 12. So that's not too bad. I decided to make his little fronds gold so that they stand out, and getting in a little bit of sparkle around the eyes. The eyes around them are the iris part is gold. And I was thinking I wanted his eyes to have a little bit of blue sparkle, and completely changed my mind later. And I ended up leaving them with a little bit of gold, like veining through them, with mostly whites showing. And popping in the gold on the bubbles. Because, I mean, they're his bubbles, right? So they gotta be blue and gold. Or that pumpkin spice color. And I really like how my rocks turned out. I'm using I put in a little bit of black on this one. It's the Mars Black. It's a little bit granulating, which is really nice. And I do go in with other colors. I pop in some purples and blues and greens and make it, a little more interesting. I like how it turned out. I thought with the green was maybe there's, oh goodness, sorry. Maybe there's some moss growing on top of the stone a little bit. And I fussed with it too much, and I think I got it too dark, so I'm lightening up some of the top a little bit of each stone. But yeah, I really dig how the stones turned out. Even now, looking at the finished piece, I really dig how the stones turned out with the painting. Don't be afraid to throw in a bunch of colors on your stones and make them what you want them to be. I was dropping in the blue background. I don't know why I was thinking I needed a blue background, because now it makes him look like he's in water or of the water, right? Um, and that's not my intention. So I do change this shortly. I try to, and then a little towards the end of the video, I completely changed my mind again and go in with pan pastels and change the background to the finished piece, which you saw in the thumbnail. Yeah, that's pretty much all I had to say about this part of the process. Just forgot to turn the camera on and talk you guys through this part. Kind of grateful I didn't, because this video would be 2 hours long. And the longer videos don't really do well on YouTube. A little bit of splatter. Yeah, I go a little hog wild on that background. Yeah. Alright, well, let me know what you guys think, and I will let you get back to the real-time video. Okay, I have gotten this far, and I think I want to change the background. So I'm going to go ahead and wet the background. That has some color in it still. Wasn't expecting that. I was not expecting that. Okay. Trying to wet the surface pretty evenly without working up too much of what's going on underneath. Just skimming the surface, going around my bubbles, my little bubbles. Trying to work fairly quickly. I want the paper to dry before I can get back to dropping in color. That. Alright. And this is meant to be a cute piece. It's not meant to be like a fierce dragon or anything crazy like that. It's meant to be cute, lovable, sweet, innocent little bubble dragon. We'll see how he turns out, you know. Right? Okay. And I think I'm gonna make the background greens. I'm gonna move those over there because I would like to just grab this sage and part of this green here, and there we go. And make him the more prominent creature. I want him to, like, yeah, be more the focal point. And I want the background to kind of be a little bit darker. I might even go in with some of the black to deepen that idea. There we go. Around that bubble, like that. Kind of green-gray color, and drop in some bits of yellow-green. I let the blue kind of peep through as well. I kind of want him to be the star of the show. And I was looking back at this. After doing all of that painting, I totally spaced talking to the camera and just got lost in the piece and was having fun listening to my book, which I purposefully did not turn on tonight so that I would not forget to speak to the camera whilst working on this piece. It's an idea that's been in the back of my head for a while, quite a while, and I just didn't want to put it off again. Like that. Drop that in around that larger bubble. Drag some of that wetness over there. Around this bubble. That. Once it dries, I'm hoping it will be a little more dramatic. There'll be less shine for sure. And there's a bit of greenery behind him instead of blue ocean. I was thinking he looked like he was in the ocean. He was like a little ocean dweller, and that's not the feeling that I wanted him to have at all. He's a land dweller, maybe in a thick forest, where his sparkles kind of make him stand out in the crowd a little bit sometimes. But he's a little too sweet. He's a little too sweet. A little too, what do you call it? Trusting, faith-driven, unworried about anyone hurting him, because why would they, right? Because look at his sweet little self. Yeah, he stands out much better against the background like that. I dig it. Maybe just do a little skimming of green on his rocks to kind of pull them into the piece more. Push that one back a bit. Maybe not quite that far. There we go. Grab some dark. A little more dark. Drop that there and there. That's a little better. There we go. Cute. Anywhere I feel like it's too much of a line for the splatters, I will just drag my brush around. This is a very big brush, but it comes to a very nice point, so I do have really nice control with it when it comes to getting in tighter spots, like right there. Maybe put in some dark through here. Like that. I feel like I want to put, oops, my black tipped over, rude. Okay. Oops. I dripped water everywhere. I don't mean to do that. And of course my immediate instinct is to go in with pastels and soften the background. I'm not going to, but it is a very strong instinct at this point. Okay, so that's where that is. I'm going to hit this with a heat tool, and I have a divot right through here, which is causing a valley of. This is 140-pound cold press Stonehenge paper. I'm going to just dab up a little bit of the excess water. Just a little, not a lot. I don't want any puddles. I don't mind it being wet, I just don't want any puddles. And I'm not too worried about the textures in the background. I think that looks nice. Let me soften that a bit right there. Alright, let's hit it with the heat tool, because I would like to finish him up and the bubbles and call it good. Okay, as dry as it's gonna get for right now. Let's clean out this big guy, set him aside. Alright, so I'm gonna go in with, I need a controlled brush. I'm gonna use this Princeton Velvetouch round number 6. And we are going to work on the bubbles. I'm going to go ahead and first, because we've got a bit of the green in here, which is fine, but we want it to be more soft and reflected light kind of feeling rather than prominent color. So we'll do a really good wetting of the bubble, and then I'm going to pick his blue and go sky blue. With a little bit of there we go. Just a little bit of dark. I'm going to go around my bubbles, around the edges, and let it kind of bleed in to the center as much as it thinks it might need to. Go around our highlights, like so. And soften that out, soften that. I'm just drawing my brush, letting there we go. Okay. We'll come in with a little bit of our worked up gold color. There we go. It's a little better. And dab that in along the edges of our shine spots. Maybe there's a dark spot there. There we go. Whew. I'm gonna go ahead and wet this one. And give it a little scrub on the edges. There we go. Blot that out. Grab our blue and come on in and do our little edges like that. There we go. Another bit of gold. There we go. I mean, it's fun, right? Why not? Grab our, oops, I contaminated my blue. Yellow and blue make green, and I don't want my dragon to be green. Not this one anyways. There we go. Go ahead and wet this bubble. I'm going to go ahead and wet all of my bubbles pretty heavily and hope that when I come in to blot, they'll blot up a bit better because the water's had a chance to soak in a bit. Pressing very firmly. There we go. It pops up our bright spots, and then we'll go in with our blue and give it a nice edge of blue. Like that. There we go. Drop in a bit of gold. It's actually that pumpkin. Okay. Grab some of that gold and come through and add little bits of sparkle. To our very nebulous shapes there. Do I want to do splatters of sparkle? Yep, sure do. Just little bits. There we go. Alright. Now, his eyes need a little bit of intensifying. And the tip of the brush, just come in and get that shape back. There we go. Nice dark eyes. A little bit of that sparkle right there. There we go. Nice dark eyes, right? And then maybe just a touch of iridescent blue. Nope, don't like it. Okay, let's do some more of that black. Come up here. There we go. That's much better. Okay. finishing touches at this point to make him look the way I envision him to look. Okay. Okay. There. Alright, he's so adorable. Can't even stand it. I'll come in with some indigo and do some final bits of shading and definitely get him lined up here. Like that. Oh yeah, digging it. I am loving him. Like, he's super cute. I don't often do little character drawings, but this guy's been stuck in my head for a while, and I keep promising that I'm going to get him done, and then I just stop and I don't bother. Or I get stuck on what I think he should look like, and I'm like, I don't know, I just don't know. So here he is in all his majestic glory. There we go. Cute, he's adorbs, right? And we'll go ahead and put some water in there, and then we'll grab a big old blob of this color and drop it in there. Okay. And we'll come in. Some shading like so. Needs to be darker, so we'll put some black in that. Alright, so bleed some of this pink up this arm. I got super quiet. Didn't even realize that. Okay. Okay. Dab up just a touch of it. Okay. I'm gonna let it dry while we work on the shape of his little body here. Can I help you, Caesar? My daughter's dog just snuck in here. Can I help you, Caesar? Caesar? Can I help you, sir? Do you gotta go potty or something? Huh? Gotta go potty? Hmm? You hear his nails tippy-tapping on the floor. Of course he moves to the rug. How dare you tell me I tippy-tap. Soften that a bit. And then drag it out here. And there we go. Yeah, Caesar, what? What do you need, dog? Huh? What do you want? What? You need some loves? Did Mom fall asleep or something? Hmm? Now you're in here bothering me? Huh? Alright, I'm going to stop fussing with him for a second. I'm going to let the dog out. And I'll be right back. Okay. I think I'm going to grab some of my sparkly black and this blue and put a little shadow underneath his self. Through here. There. Up. I feel like I really want to flatten out this background a little bit. And I'm not going to be satisfied until I do. It's pretty dry. You know what, let's do it. Let's grab some of the pan pastels. I'm going to find where I put them. Where did I put you guys? This is blues. This is yellows and greens. Yeah, there we go. Alright, let's grab a blending tool, which I thought I left out, but I did not. Did I? Hold on. Here we go. Let's grab a blending tool. I'm going to start with the dark green and the light green, and there's white in here if I need it. Oh yeah, there we go. See that? The flat color. That's what I'm looking for. This paper has a nice tooth to it because it's a watercolor paper, so it will really grab that color and darken that background the way I want it to be. Just grab a little bit of the blending medium. A little big glob of that color, a whole big glob of this color, and glob of that one. There we go. Nice. Oh yeah, I'm liking that. Okay, I'm gonna set this down. And push back and flatten that background quite a bit. Like that. Nice. Nice dark green back here. See if that's pushing him to the foreground and popping those bubbles out. That's what I wanted. I wanted those bubbles to be very in the foreground. Well, my tape's not going to go down nice and smooth right there, so be careful on that edge. Green, dark, blending medium. And you can put all three on your brush and then put them on the paper and then just blend them out like that. And it's so nice. Super satisfying. And these are pan pastels, if you don't know. Touch over deep green, there we go. try and be super careful around my bubbles. I want them to look like they're floating, but I don't want them to look like stuck on at the same time, you know what I mean? Or circled completely by, like, circled. You know, hopefully that makes sense. Alright, so blending medium, green, green. This is what it looks like on the brush. I have light green on one side, dark green on the, and blending medium is kind of all over the bottom of the brush. And that's the white looking stuff. But and you could do the same thing with the white pastel. Dark green, work that in there. And I do this kind of a lot. I'll do a beautiful watercolor painting and I'll be like, yeah, that background is not speaking to me at all. It's making everything look uniform and blend wishy-washy, and you can go in with watercolor and fix it layer upon layer. I'm just too impatient to do that when I know this will give me exactly what I want. That beautiful, soft, flat matte background, and I've mixed different colors together, paint beautiful soft bokeh effects. I mean, you can see it before your very eyes coming together, right? And these brushes offer a lot of control over where the medium sits on the page, how beautifully it blends, direction control, and you can get in those nice tight areas. Yeah, dig it so much. I'll go ahead and finish blending this area. I'm going to do this side and then we'll come back over and do the rest of this side. Oh yeah, loving it. And it's just a touch of all three of those colors. Although down here, I'm going to leave it a little more dark, like that. It'll come up like this, and around. And blend softly. Oh. Yeah, that's what I was looking for. That's dreamy. That is dreamy. The dark and the light. Grabbing into the tooth of that paper. Work around our bubbles. Without making them feel. Now where the mica is going to sparkle a bit, which I don't mind at all. Light, dark, blend. A little more dark. There we go. Beautiful. And I'll show you a trick how to fix that and when we get done. It's a very simple, easy way to fix where you've blundered a bit. And especially putting in the background after the fact, after you've gotten your other elements in and you're not really quite certain how you're gonna pull this off and make it work. Nice soft blends. Make sure they pull together like that. Yeah, I am digging how this is looking now. Now I'm happy. Now I'm happy. Okay, let's come in here and put down all three colors. Get this tiny area. Blend it in. Oh, so nicely. Like so. Gorgeous. See, that pointed tip gives us a nice little bit of control over our medium. And come up here. Get that a little bit in. There we go. Let's soften that out. Soften that out. Like that. Oh my gosh, this is exactly what I was hoping it would look like. Not exactly, but closer to what I was hoping it would look like. And that beautiful matte finish with the pastels is dreamy. Dreamy. Like that, and then we'll gently soften that out like that. Oddly enough, Marvin the Martian's in my head right now. Oh, that's funny. I do love Marvin the Martian. He's a fave. If you don't know who Marvin the Martian is, if you're a youngster, he's Looney Tunes cartoon character from back in the day. Always, of course, trying to demolish and blow up things. And Bugs Bunny thwarts him at every turn. If you haven't watched Looney Tunes cartoons and you're a youngster, you should probably give them a whirl. Classics. Bugs Bunny, Porky Pig, Yosemite Sam, Roadrunner. Wile E. Coyote was a favorite of my dad's. He loved to watch the Roadrunner. I didn't get it till I was older. When I was young, I didn't understand why he liked it so much. Now that I'm older, I get it. Okay. Let's finish up here. I'm getting locked in down here. I'm not finishing up here. Oops. That's alright. See, and here's where I'm listening to a book usually, and my brain is switched off, and I'm just creating and not thinking about how I'm doing it. And I'm hoping that the tooth of the paper will do a lot of the work for me. Then I'll grab that pastel and make it look gorgeous. And yeah, not really stressing about that. And those colors are mixing on the page. That's why we're getting that mottled look, which I like. It feels uniform but mottled at the same time. I'm getting that light green, dark green blend. Yeah, I'm just loving it. And if you don't like it, you can just choose the dark green and maybe the blending solution and go hog wild and get that flat color. But my thought is that he's, you know, in a forest, and maybe this is all, you know, out of focus back here, and our prominent elements are the bubbles and him and these lower rocks. Okay. Yeah, that makes his little bubbles pop clean off the page, which is enjoyable. We'll come in here and get these guys delineated. And the watercolor background actually helps a lot with filling the white of the paper. So even if your plan is to go in with pan pastels, any kind of pastels really, and create a background like this, a watercolor, that was my foot on my plastic footstool, a watercolor base will help fill in the white of the paper and give you a nice starting point for your colors. And it will trickle through and bleed through in some areas too, which is, for me, also enjoyable. Alright, I'll grab blending medium, greens, light greens on that edge. You can hardly tell because it's so light. The three of those, the blending medium plus the light and dark, are creating this really nice duo colored kind of background that I'm looking for. Still letting some of that watercolor seep through, not worrying about covering it all up at all. Dark flecks everywhere. Alright. Then we'll finish up with this bottom area right here. And then we'll clean up his little bits. I'll show you how to do that. And then we'll be done. Then we'll be all done. We'll take the tape off and see what he looks like. And don't get me wrong, sometimes a busy background can be fun, right? But for my purposes, for what I like, this suits me better. Look at him just popping off the page. Little crazy thing. There we go. Now, I'm going to go ahead and just pull in some shading right here. Like that. Pushes that rock back into the back, right? Not a lot, just a bit. A skim of color over the top of that paper, like that. Softens that rock out and pushes it back. And we can go ahead and, with the residue, go ahead and give this rock some form. There we go. These are Payne's Gray light gray and mixed medium. We'll just soften that a bit. Oh yeah. My battery's about to die on me. I'm going to zoom in and so you can see what I'm doing here. Now, you can futz about and get some little bits of shading in here and there. And kind of make him pop off the page a bit. Just a bit more. Like that. This is Payne's Gray. There we go. And he's up there. There we go. Good. Good, good, good. Okay, so I'm gonna put these away because I could pick at this for way too long, and show you how to fix where things went awry. So you need just water and a tissue or absorbent cloth, and we wet that spot. And just pick up the chalk. Yes. Just like that. Anywhere where you got a little too much chalk in the way, just dampen that chalk and blot. And you can go back in with your watercolor if you need to in any area and adjust your colors and fix things as needed. See? Easy peasy. Got a little too much there. Let's see. A bit too much here. I'll take my gold and go back in. Like that. There we go. Okay. So, I mean, that's the gist of it, right? He's super cute, adorbs. I like him. Let's go ahead and take our tape off and see what we got for a pretty finished piece. Alright. We'll zoom out. And give it a little tape peel. super satisfying tape peel. I mean, he's not what I thought he was going to be, but he's super cute. I kind of dig him. There we go. Pull that up there. There we go. I like his big eyes. His big, kind of innocent eyes. There we go. Like so. And for storing this piece, I will put a piece of tissue paper over the top, tape it to the back, and tuck it in with the rest of my pastel pieces. But yeah, here he is. Tap off our residue. Here he is. I think it's cute. A little bit of sparkle in the background. And our rocks are sparkly. And he's adorable. Yeah, I kind of dig it. I think he's fun. Let me know what you think in the comments below of this little piece. And thanks for sticking around. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.